Paul said this, Romans 8, 1 and 2. There is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus. Put your hand on your heart. There is no condemnation. Who do not walk according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has made me free from the law of sin and death. There is no condemnation. You have no legal right to hold on to condemnation, guilt, shame, or self-rejection or self-hate. Say no to it. And so the more that we begin to learn to live out of His complete love and acceptance, the more that we're able to love one another more fully. Now listen, for those who are in Christ, they are free from the power of sin and death. This is good news. Free of its guilt and condemnation, justified and made righteous through Jesus and His atoning death. His unconditional gift provides acceptance and adoption through grace. God's placed you in His family, and He wants His family to be known for its love more than anything else. The church should be the most loving place on earth. At times, we fall short. But you know what? God's desire, I'm still looking at God's perspective, and if you just look through Ephesians, just take a good look through the book of Ephesians, God sees His bride as glorious. We are becoming glorious, make no mistake about it. We're not perfect, we never will be. But Jesus already sees the intent and His intention, and that is a glorious body, a glorious bride. That's how the Father sees us. And so the more that we begin to understand that's our identity and live out of it both individually and corporately, the more that we are an expression of the love of God. Now, I've been thinking a lot lately about marriage, family, and the value of those relationships. I am so thankful. Carol and I were watching a movie last night on the Up channel, Faith and Family, I think, that channel. And anyways, that's a great channel. You can stream that. You should take really uplifting, a lot of uplifting shows on that. And it was about this young woman who was Amish, and she's in this struggle. Do I stay? She's right at that age, to get married, and there's a young man that's been, trying to court her and all of this. And she, should I stay, in the Amish tradition and faith and everything. And she goes through this thing, and basically there's some temptation. Her temptation maybe leave the Amish community. But in the end, this is what really touched my heart. You know how those movies just make your heart just warm, at the end, right? And right at the end, she realized what was most important wasn't what the world could offer, wasn't being able to maybe ride on a jet airplane or have the nicest of clothes and all of these kind of things, right? It was the value of love and family. That trumped everything. And so it is for us today. Do you realize the greatest resource you have is not only God's love shed abroad in your heart, but the love you have for each other, the love we have and what we experience as family, both in our natural families and our extended family through the church. That is the most valuable thing and the most precious commodity on earth. People will do anything for love. They look for it in all the wrong places. But what is most precious is what the church has to offer the world, and that's the love of God expressed in family. We should be the safest place and the most loving place on earth.